Hi everyone, it's Lily. Welcome to my studio. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to do ballerina painting, and I'm going to do this at 4 times speed. I thought you guys might like to see a full video of a larger painting. This is 24 by 30, and I'm just sketching it out on the canvas. I do have the canvas divided up into 9 squares, and also the photograph that you see there on my iPad is divided up in 9 squares. The squares are not exact ratio from canvas to photograph, but they're just a rough estimate, just to get me going. So as you see, I'm measuring angles with my brush, and when you see me scribbling outside of something, it's because I'm matching the negative space. So sometimes I paint what I see, and sometimes I paint what I can't see. Okay, right there, there's where you see it. I'm looking for the triangle right there. I just painted in, it was a little triangle between the 2 crossing lines of my squares. And there I go again, hitting that triangle, so I know the shape that belongs right there by the upper leg. And now I'm just doing the angles of the face and neck that I see. And what's surprising here is that I get this part so right now, and later on in the video it goes wrong. I extend her arm way too far later on in the video, and I have to go back, and I didn't realize this until now that I'm editing. This is just, I'm using rose red or lemon and alizarin crimson for the dark here, just because I know when I go to use it, I can make a pink out of it and do some of the areas of her dress and more of a pink than a blue. My blue is going to be Prussian blue, which is a very, very dark blue. So for this ballerina, she's going to have a very dark background. And yes, I have, in case you haven't watched my other videos, I like to use a really bright orangey red background, because I like the way that it comes through the white when I paint ballerinas. I also use this for my landscape backgrounds, my underpainting. So sometimes if I have the too dark of a color on my brush, for example, here I have a lot of blue will get caught up in my brush, so I'll just skip around. I'll just, instead of, I was painting with white, if I get too much blue on my brush, I'll just go where else I need that dark blue. Now that I said that, that's not what's happening. It'll be coming up here in a minute. There we go. Too much blue. So there you see me spreading it around somewhere else. That's why I hop around painting so much. It's like if I get my brush dirty in color I didn't want, I go with it. Just let me move over here and do this and do that. Especially with blue. Uh, the blues, especially the transparent blues, they are so difficult to get out of your brush. So instead of taking time to clean the brush, I just go ahead and stay with it. You know, even add darker blue to it. And right here, let's cover some ground. Let's get a giant brush in. Well, not giant, medium. Probably a 10, number 10 brush, or 1 inch brush, I should say. And so this is the stage that she's on, and the stage actually has reflected light, and at the end you'll see that I put in a shadow. I don't show this whole entire painting. I had to. I mean, this is 4 times speed, and it's still a 16-minute video, and so, but this is kind of fun to watch. When you cover a lot of ground, it's makes the painting move on faster and holds your interest, I think. In the real photograph, there's actually a man standing behind her, a ballerina man. Is that what they call him? I'm not sure. And I so want to put him, and he would fit in this picture. In the background, I would love to take the time to put in the man. He's like has his arms stretched out, calling her, and she's going away from him. And I would love to put the faded gentleman behind her. Maybe if I let the painting sit with me for a while and see if I can do that. The reason that I have the top of the canvas cut off is so that I can show you part of the palette anyway. And the only way for me to show you the palette is really cut off part of the painting. And I'm not so sure that the camera even has the rest of the palette in view. There we go. Let's just wipe that blue out of there. Let's just get rid of it. The top of her dress is the V. I have it convex, and it actually should be like up rounded curves instead of like that. So I'll realize it at the end. You know, my brother, I was teaching him to paint, and he says, you know, I can't do it because I'm dyslexic. You'd be surprised what happens when you take a photograph of your work in the middle of it. I suggest you do it sooner than later. I posted on Facebook that I put together a collage. I put my painting, picture of my painting in progress next to the photograph on the tablet. And I just laughed so hard. I was just trying to see how well I did on the face, and every single angle on there was off. Not the legs or the dress and stuff, but her arms and the, you know, I don't know. It just was, I cracked up at how much I had wrong by taking a photo. So now I take more photos and make a collage, putting the photo next to my painting. And I really suggest that you guys do that too. Just a little touch up here on her legs, trying to put in some resemblance of a knee. It's not that obvious because she has white tights on and they're reflecting pink and blue. So it's a little bit difficult there. And I just want this to be kind of an impressionist painting. I don't want hyperrealism, that's for sure, because that's not Lily. So, yeah, and I have some difficulty with the arms because I can't see them. So coming up here, you're going to see me do something kind of funny. So here's me trying to make sense of what the arms look like. Watch this. Here it comes. What? Which one's on top? Is it the left? Is it the right? Maybe if I turn this way I can tell. There's no way to tell if you're not looking in the mirror. You can't see the hands from your own hands. Yes, that big giant shadow is under her chin, and it's in the photo. But I think after, this video, I'm going to go back and like take that out and make up my own face, because the video is so pixelated that I think that shadow is just overdone, and I'm just going to soften her face. And it's so foreshortened that it's almost unbelievable. There's just no way her face could look like that. I'm just going to change her face because it ruins everything. And so do those arms. I don't even know why I picked this painting. Okay, right here is where I stand up and get aggressive. I am so upset with this face. I've painted it 10 times in 3 days, 4 days. I don't know. But you know what? It worked. It looks a little bit better. It's just the foreshortening has got me. Okay, so I had taken some photos of the painting and I didn't like the way the face turned out, so I went ahead and wiped off the face and started again with my new GoPro camera. Let's see how this works out. And I'm sorry about the logo. I must have hit something on the camera that put the logo on there. And yeah, I had the face way too big. She went all the way to the top of the canvas. And I use the grid method, like I said before, and I just put 6 lines on the canvas just to come close, because my ratio of the canvas to the grid was not exact. I just had to give myself some little bit of direction to lay out the ballerina, um, to get myself going. I kind of like the GoPro, the look. You guys let me know what you think of me filming my videos this way. The idea is that you could see what I'm seeing, and I use what I'm using. See the palette that I'm using, and actually, Trent Gudmunsen gave me this idea. He's a good painter. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your views. I hope you enjoyed this painting. I did do a few new things in my videotaping, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be better at it next time, and be good to yourself.